All right, and before we end this review, Karen, now that we've talked about the movie in general, the scenes we liked, the scenes we didn't like, the themes in the movie, the actors, the performances, we talked a little bit about the business, a little bit of foreshadowing, what it means. I want to talk about Zack Snyder because I think Zack is being charged with a lot, and
Yeah, I do feel bad for him.
I do, and but at the same time, everything that's happening now is to a certain extent on him. I know I've heard a buzzword called the Snyderverse. Where the Snyderverse is going right now, I'm not altogether very comfortable. I want more people involved. I want Christopher Nolan possibly involved. I want David Ayers, who's doing Suicide Squad, involved. I think a movie like this requires a different talent, a different take. Not that Zach's not talented; he's very talented, and I respect him. I do like his work. It just had too many things right into it. I think a movie like this with complicated. Zach does visuals very good. Zach does conflict very good. Zach does action very good. Zach did 300 very well. The Man of Steel was good. So Zach does these action movies pretty well. What Zach
Yeah.
doesn't do, and what this movie needed to do, is it needed more interpersonal relationships. It needed more interpersonal relationship building. Even though they were conflicting with each other. We needed more interaction between Batman and Superman. And there's two names that pop up that do this very well, and that's JJ Abrams and Josh Whedon.
Hmm.
And I think Josh Whedon's out there. You probably want to look to him to help out with Justice League. He's already done an ensemble movie, and you just want to get out of his way and just let him do what he needs to do. What I'm trying to say is that we need more creative process here. It can't just be Zack Snyder, who is essentially a director producer, and David Goyer, who's a writer, and that group, along with Jeff Johns as the DC creative liaison. We need fresh blood here because if we're gonna keep going this route, I worry that we're just gonna keep getting these like incomplete or messy or um, heavy loaded movies that just aren't really hitting the mark.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean, and I do value your opinion. You are right about pretty much everything. Like I said, I still like the movie. I still would give it an 8. But yeah, you're right. There were things now that, that you mentioned I didn't think about before. And I'm just like, yeah, that could have been an improvement. That could have been better. No, that could have been taken away. And it also makes me wonder that the character who they also cut out, which was Barbara Gordon, which was played by Jenna Malone, I was thinking, wow, I'm glad they kind of cut her out because that would have even just jam packed everything more.
Yeah, and you follow a lot of the I'll call trade papers. You follow the industry pretty closely. You may not be the comic book geek or buff that I am, but then again, I'm older, and
Yeah,
yeah,
we grew up with
yeah,
it.
yeah. We grew up different, but I do value your opinion also, and I value your opinion on when it comes to a lot of the CEOs and a lot of the studio runners. So, what do you think of Ken Tsujihara here? Because we talked about this way back in September that he was comfortable with this movie, that he liked this movie, that he was going to promote the heck out of this movie. So, if I can see problems with it, I'm sure a smart,
Oh, he's so
intelligent,
smart.
yeah, businessman like him who just didn't wake up one morning and become president of Warner Brothers Films or CEO of Warner Brothers Films. What is he thinking, Karen? Put yourself in his shoes. All the things you know of him, all the things you read of him. What do you think he's thinking today?
WB needs to get a better marketing team, to be honest with you. I did like the first trailer that came out. I did like the teases we got at Comic Con. But the one with Doomsday, I did think Doomsday looked pretty okay and everything, but that was something that should have been saved as a surprise to us.
Right, yeah, and to a certain extent, Kevin Tsujihara is a businessman for the most part. He's not a creative, artistic person like we say a Zack Snyder would be,
Yeah, we
or
need a master tech. I'm sorry.
right, or JJ Abrams. And yeah, I think I don't hold him responsible for it. I think he wants to give his people, his directors, all the tools necessary to make the best movies and the best projects. But I think he needs to survey this, take a close look at it, and be the leader of that organization, of that studio, and make changes, not wholesale changes, and say Zack Snyder's a bum and get rid of him, or
No, no, no.
David Goyer as the writer, as a head writer or master planner to a certain extent is a bum, get rid of him, and Jeff Johns isn't worth anything on the DC side. Let's divorce ourselves from those guys. No, just little things like you said, marketing. Little things like let me bring in a fresh director. Little things like let's not front load these movies so much, guys, that we're taxing our creative talent. We're making it difficult for things. And I looked at Ben Affleck too. I think Ben Affleck could make a great movie.
Yeah, he's got Argo to prove that.
Right, with an ensemble cast. I'd like him to step up more.
Me too.
And he did a great job as Batman. He's got nothing to hang his head on. Just before when we took a break while doing this, you showed me the video where he's being interviewed, and it's like sad Ben Affleck, and he's being interviewed, and he's being told by one of the interviewers, "Hey, some of the reviews aren't good. They're bad.
Mixed.
They're mixed." Yeah, and Ben Affleck is just like Henry Cavill's trying to. We'll try and put a link up to that as well. He's trying to defend it, and Ben Affleck is like, I just agree, and I think Ben takes it personally. I think Ben, this is his art, and he wants the movies to be successful. A lot's gone into it, and he's dealt with a lot of it in his life, and we don't realize how much goes into it on the actor side, where you're not there with your family, and you buy into a vision that you're hoping will please the fans and won't be a big waste of time. So I look to him also to kind of steer the ship right. So, but the person who has the most authority over this, person who has the most say and can fix this right away, in my opinion, is Kevin Tsujihara. And he needs to show that he is not asleep at the wheel and not be afraid to make the big decisions. And he is a good CEO. A CEO is essentially a caretaker of a business. And Kevin Tsujihara is a caretaker of this entire thing, of the comic characters, of the superhero films, of everything. Of the talent. He needs to make sure that he is more heavily involved, or he knows that we're making the corrections so that this is a better movie.
Yeah, he even, got Dwayne Johnson now as going to be our Black Adam, for the future movies, which will be done by the New Line Cinema studio.
Because really the competition out there is furious. And before the movie started, we saw so many trailers, and all of them were great projects. Warcraft, Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, X-Men Apocalypse. So many, and like we talked about a little bit before in the previous a few minutes ago, there's so many other great stories out there that haven't even been touched, that are just waiting and waiting. And DC can't afford another slip up like this. Like I said, this was a missed opportunity. So essentially, we could talk about this all night. Like I always tell you, it's always hard to know how to end this show, especially on a marathon run we've done here the last couple hours. It's like we've literally done what we said. We talked about Batman, Superman all night, and I could keep talking about it for a lot longer, but it has to end. This is it. I hope everybody enjoyed our review of it, and leave us comments. What did you guys think? What were your favorite scenes? Obviously, we've dissected all the movies. There's no spoilers anymore, so say what you got to say in the comments, and let us know what you think. And I guess that's it, Valiant Karen. Missed opportunity by DC. Hopefully things get better. I'll let you close things out.
So my question to you is, are you looking forward to watching Batman v Superman again, or are you looking more forward to the Lego Batman movie?
Valiant Karen, ladies and gentlemen, always with the humor in everything. Valiant Karen, always with the funny side of things. The sad part is I'm looking forward more to Lego Batman.
Oh, yeah, I know. I love when he's got his little lobsters on his plate.
What does he say? It's all about Batman.
He says, I deserve this. I really do. Yeah. So we got Will Arnett as our next Batman we'll be seeing on screen. Well, the voice. So thank you guys for letting us go ahead and do this spoiler review.
Yeah, we know it's a lot, and it was a landmark movie. We were looking forward to it. It was years and years and years in the making, not just from the time it was announced, but it's always been a fan's dream. It's always been this fanboy's dream, and I got to see a reality, so I wanted to give it time and talk about it. So anybody who joined us for all of it, thank you, and please subscribe. And as always, check our website, megamovienews.com, our YouTube channel, which you're currently experiencing, and our Instagram at Mega Movie News.